back. We're going to be talking about product search and that prototype. So like I said before, I mean, these prototypes can get pretty complex. I have another complex one over here, and I'll run through how this worked out and how I did it. So I have the home page leading directly to search. So before, in a lot of my wireframes and a lot of my sketches, I was thinking about what happens if search is actually at the top. I didn't like that implementation. I wanted to keep search right at the bottom, make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more easier for users to reach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what that looks like very quickly, and I'll break it down. So here we go. We have our containers. Now, if we want to click search, a little bit of lag, but you see that smart animation? Back and forth. Beautiful. So what happens here is when I click this button, it's just going to slide in. You can see the animation over here. Slides in. We have a 300 millisecond animation. And it's just going to bring in all these elements that don't match any elements on the other page, but it also brings in the nav. And as you can tell, I've taken care of the nav. I've taken it out of the component structure just so I can actually create a better prototype. I had to create the active bar and take it out of each individual frame, which is fine for the prototype. I mean, when we would think about the component, then it makes sense to kind of break that up a little bit more. But over here, we've taken it out just so we can have that sliding animation, which is really slick. So what's going to happen next is if the user clicks this search, they'll pop up the keyboard. We'll get an active search. And then if they select the back button, we can go back. If they select the keyboard, we're going to kind of pre-fill for them. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So we have a change. We can go back. If I select any one of these buttons, then we have some new content. And within that new content, we can see music, musicals, music for babies. We have that type pre-fill. If I clear that search, we're going all the way back. So if I go to music, then I'm going to results. So let's hang on there. So what I want to do is, this is the happy flow. We go through the music, we find the results. It's up here. We can clear that and go back if we wanted. We can also press this button. I haven't linked it, but we can if we want to do that. Over here, we have our home button. We can go back. But now we have all the different results. Let's take a look at what the filters look like. So what I've done here is with the filters, when a user clicks, we have a move in. And it's not going to smart animate because I just want a brand new overlay. And these are filters. And so this will just kind of reverse that. We're going to move out. So we're just going to move down. Same type of timing. Same type of transition. And over here, I've just started to think about what other types of filters we want to show here. We're going to sort by, the standard stuff like price and customer review. We have different categories we can possibly sort by. Price range. We have a customer reviews of 4+ stars, 3+ stars, and so on. And then another footer over here showcasing how many results are actually going to show up. So that's what I've done. If users even click that, it'll just kind of do the same thing. Now let's go back. So that's what happens if users actually are able to, slide in and get those results much more easier than if they selected something else. So we'll actually go from here now. So let me So if a user does click music from here, from maybe suggested searches, they'll go straight to those search results. Same type of animation. In the case where they select sneakers, I want to show a different scenario. So we're going to navigate and we're going to have a dissolve effect. So everything is going to stay the same up here and down here. But we're going to have a nice little dissolve effect showing, oh no, we have no results for your type of search. I want to make this a little bit more interesting. I want to, have an illustration here. We could actually improve this a little bit more. We can probably suggest a little bit more in terms of searches. But for the sake of the prototype, this is what we've come up with. If the user does click on here, they can go back to Like if they click here to make it active, they can hypothetically type and that would bring them back to kind of the MUS, the beginning of music. So let's take a look at what that all looks like. So we're gonna go back. We have our suggested searches. Oh no! Okay. We clear that, we'll go back there. Let's go check out our suggested searches here. So if we click on here, then we get that caret. We can make that probably a flashing caret if we wanted to. And we'll go back to music. If we search based off of that, we have her music pop in. So, our search results, sorry about that. So this is essentially an easy way to kind of showcase what our search will look like. As you can tell, it's easy to get to. Let's remove all these lines. It's very easy to get to in our bottom nav. And then once we do get there, this kind of whole experience is very streamlined. We're trying to get them suggested searches based off of the recommendations right away. And if they do actually want to search manually, we can hand that off really easily. With the type ahead over here, we're trying to get the more relevant results based off of that search. And then once they do, they're right in to their results. And they are easily filterable. So making this search much more easy to access, easy to use was a big part of my thinking when approaching these prototypes in the high fidelity designs. And that is how we prototyped search.